What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have a wayman here that is 30 years old, and she's saying that she wants a boyfriend. So make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I need to say that this falls under the community guidelines of YouTube. I'm also 30 years old, um, and I've been red pilled since I was around 23. Before that, I wasn't really a simp. I still believed, like, you're supposed to do the right thing, get married, find that special girl. But I was never, letting women walk all over me or anything like that. But I did believe in, you got to find the right one and all that stuff. Anyways, so I'm 30, she's 30, and let's hear her out. She's saying that her dating life is very bad and that she's looking for a boyfriend. All right, let's start.
A certain type of person that I want in my life. I don't want just anyone. Of course, I'm a woman. I can go out and probably find a boyfriend within 24 hours. It doesn't mean that they're somebody that I want to be with. I don't just want.
Okay, so we're getting some good content already in the beginning. So she says she's a woman, she can find another person like that. And she obviously didn't come to that realization until now, until she's 30 years old. Yes, that is true. Many women, when they're young, they conflate attention with wanting to take care of you and marry you and be with you and treat you like a queen and all that stuff. But most guys, if you're a four and up, a four or better, they'll have relations with you. So you can see she's 30 and she's already gotten a hold of that DMs and attention and all that stuff does not mean relationship. It means I want to give you some hot dog. I want to give you some hot dog. It doesn't mean I want to be with you and all that stuff. So she's matured in that sense.
Just a man. I want someone who is right for me. And that's hard to find, especially when you're someone who, you know how they say the phrase like it's lonely at the top? I'm obviously not at the top, but what they're saying in that is that, I said it something like this in another video, is that it's rarity is lonely. So to have some sort of rarity is a very lonely situation to be because there's very few people.
Wow. So she thinks that she's rare. No, you are not rare. And I'm not a person who's a meanie. I'm really not a jerk. I'm really not, mean to women and stuff like that. Trust me, guys. I relate a lot to Travis Bickle. I relate a lot to the Batman. But my personality, genetically, the way I am like a Deadpool kind of guy, cracking jokes, one-liners, very friendly. I won't make you feel bad. I'll motivate you and stuff like that. And it doesn't mean that I'm a chatterbox and like Deadpool is, but just the way he is, he's so like jokey and stuff like that. I'm more like that. Even though I relate to Robert Pattinson's The Batman, that's not really the way I am. And I need to say that she's saying that she's rare, and not to be mean, okay? Because I don't want to come across as some kind of woman hater or anything like that. I really do not hate women, but you are not rare. This is all of them. I'm telling you. Have fun when you're young. Live it up. Bars, clubs, traveling, bad boys, sugar daddies, dating apps, concerts. Okay, multiple dates. Use guys for dates. Use guys for money. Use guys for free food. This is all of them. They're all doing the same thing. Okay, they have rules for beta males, and they break all their rules for Chad. They let Chad do whatever he wants. This is literally all of them. And then when they become 30, they start kind of growing a brain, and I want someone serious, and I'm not going to conflate attention with someone who wants to be with me seriously. And if you're going to talk to me, you better, be trying to take this relationship somewhere. This is all of them. Okay, ma'am, you are not rare. And once again, I don't want to come across as some kind of woman hater or anything like that, but this is hilarious. You are not rare.
People who are like you. So if you're at the top and successful and everything, there's very few people who are like you. So it's lonely. And for myself, when you're aware of things, and I don't like to be all in the ego and calling myself spiritually awakened, because one cannot really be fully awakened, but you get what I'm saying. To find someone like that is very.
Now that she's 30, she's spiritual. Haven't we seen that over and over? And it's great to be spiritual, guys. I'm telling you that atheism stuff, all that stuff, that's negativity. Oh, the universe, man, and nothing really matters, and we're just like this little dot in the universe. No, it is good to be spiritual. Okay, it is good, especially Catholic. It is good to be Catholic. But uh where was this spirituality and positivity when you were young? This is what we're saying, that you guys are all on the same programming. When they're young, is like F all that stuff. Okay, I just want to go have fun, and I want guys to buy me stuff, and I just want to travel. And now once again, they're older and need to take me serious. I'm spiritual, blah blah blah.
It's not a simple task, but I put that job in the hands of God. And this video isn't about me trying to find a man, because I know that it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. It's just about me being lonely. I just desire that connection so much, and so many people do, and that's what makes people turn to casual sex or to maintaining like dating and situationships that aren't good for them, because that need for that romantic companionship is so strong, and to choose to go without it is really painful. And for some people, you might not find the right person for a long time, so you don't know how long it's going to be until you find that person. I don't know, and I don't even know if I will. I have to have faith in God that I will, and I really hope I do, but it's just so painful every day. And there's this guy that I've been having this like on and off, not even a relationship thing, situationship, who knows what it is, just for the past almost a year now.
So she has a guy who she's getting hot dog from, but he's not committing. Okay, and let's just say I come in there, right? So let's say I meet her today. Okay, she's been with a guy who's been giving her hot dog for a year now, on and off. Okay, so this guy's not committing, and I come in, and not to tug my own horn, but I got my own place, in a nice neighborhood. I got multiple vehicles. I make good money. I'm in shape. I'm tall. I'm not a wasp or an Aryan, but I am. I have Caucasian ethnicity, European ethnicity. So, to be white, plus tall, plus you make good money, plus you live in a good neighborhood, plus I always wear these hats because of my mic, but I have a full head of hair. Go to my Instagram, check out my photos. You guys could see I'm tall, athletic, the whole nine. All right. And that's not to toot my own horn and sound like some kind of jerk or anything like that. So I come in, and I've achieved all this. And yes, some things I didn't achieve is just genetics, right? Like I didn't achieve my jawline or anything like that. I didn't achieve my height. Okay. I wouldn't say I'm a Henry Cavill, but I'm okay. Um, and this is what I get. I get a woman who's been hooking up with some guy for a year who doesn't want to commit. She's done having fun, and she wants something serious. And she's not extremely big, but she's got some meat on her, tattoos. Okay, I guarantee you she has mental problems and stuff like that from past relationships and past hookups and stuff like that. That is not a deal for me. All right, that is not a deal. That is a bad. That is a bad, bad, bad deal.
And I ended it with him about a month ago because I just couldn't keep doing it to myself. It's like he wasn't showing up in the way that I needed someone to show up for me. But I really liked him, and I I couldn't really let him go because I wanted him.
Yeah, he wasn't committing, and he's attractive, and he's a Chad. You don't want to let him go because he's a Chad, and he's not committing because he's a Chad.
I, I really did like him, but we didn't have what I wanted. Like, he was so busy with work, I barely ever saw him. Even though we talked every day, I was, like I said, I need the physical part of a relationship, and he wasn't able to provide that for me. And he even said to me the same thing. He's like, I don't feel like I can give you like what you need. He's so preoccupied with work and working really, really long shifts and long, like, days in a row.
Yeah, so this is things like Chad say. You know, regardless of what you guys think of like, you smash them and dash them, and you know, you mingle with them, and then you kick them out your house and stuff like that. Don't do that, guys. That will land you in trouble. That will land you in false accusations. Um, these are the type of things you want to do. Let them off easy. Blame it on your job. Say, man, I'm working so much, blah blah blah. I don't think I could be the guy that you really need and stuff like that. After you've snuck in there and gotten VAG out of her, gotten VAG, you got VAG for a while, and now you have to cut it loose. She's getting attached. She thinks this is leading towards marriage or whatever. You need to find a way to cut it, and kicking them out and cursing them out and treating them like they're worthless and stuff like that. Get out of here. Get out of my house. That stuff will land you in trouble. Uh, she could accuse you of something to get the law involved. Don't do that. What you want to do is let them off easy. Blame it on your job. Say, I don't think I'm the guy that you want me to be, and tell her something sweet, blah, blah, blah. And, I want to be more for you, but at this moment in my life, I can't. You know, that's what you got to do. Let him off easy. So that's what Chad's doing. He's letting her off easy.
And having no time off and everything. And so it's just been this ongoing thing with this guy that isn't providing for me in the way that I need to be provided for. And he even said it, and he's like, I don't want to hurt you, but we both still like each other, so what are you supposed to do? And we just kept going on and on about it, and no one's going to end it because it's, you still like the person, but the situation just isn't working out in the way you want it to work out. And I really wish it did, but I did end it because, not because I wanted to, it was really, really hard, but how much longer? It was.
And it's good on her part that she ended it, because what he's gonna do is he's gonna keep milking time to get as much VAG as he can, milking it, milking that VAG to get as much as he can. And it's good that she's like, I don't think you're trying to take me serious and stuff like that. What she needs to do now, this is valuable advice, because once again, I don't want to come across like I hate women and I'm a jerk or whatever. What she needs to do, she's 30 years old. Okay. She needs to start going for 45 to 52-year-old guys. The youngest 39. Okay. Because men like to be with younger women, and so you need to be with a guy who sees you as younger. I'd even say go all the way up to 55, even 60. The girl I'm seeing now, she's 20. The one I was with before that was 18. The one I was with before that was 19. The one I was with before that was 21. The one I was with before that was 24. The oldest I've gone was 28, and at the time I was 23. And then there there were a few. Let me see. So yeah, there was a 24-year-old. Then there was this 25-year-old, and yeah, then there was this other 18-year-old. And so if you are a guy who can provide fun and you meet all the check marks, um, you'll just get an endless supply of you know 18 to 24-year-olds. Why would I go with this? So she needs to go with a guy who sees her as young, 39 to 60.
It's been like over 6 months, and how much longer can you go on hoping a guy is going to change or a person's going to change? At a certain point, you have to stop waiting for them to change and just accept that the reality of the situation is the reality of the situation. I just kept thinking, oh, he'll get a different job or whatever scenario, and it didn't happen. But it doesn't matter. And so I've ended things with this guy over a month ago, and he still reaches out, but he's just trying to probably just wants to sleep with me, and I have to resist the urge to reach out to or to respond or to engage in this conversation with this man, because I do want him and I do want that physical connection, and not just sex, just all of it. But he still can't give it to me in the way that I want it because he's just so physically unavailable with his schedule, and I just feel sad about it all the time. And I've
Yeah, the physical unavailability, that is an excuse because he's trying to milk you for VAG without having to commit. Um, and this is personally what I do. I once again I don't believe in you mingle with them and you kick them out your house and you treat her like no. You got to be smooth. You got to be 50% a bad boy, 50% a gentleman. Be a sweetie and ignore her. Be aloof, then give her attention. Buy her gifts from time to time. Take her out. Um, you know, Give her some good dick. And then when things start getting too serious, that's when I slowly let them off easy. But she can never leave me um and say oh, he never ever bought me anything and he treated me like total garbage, and he would only, when we would mingle in the bedroom, he'd be selfish and only care about himself. No. I'm gonna make sure that you finish and I finish when it comes to mingling in the bed. I'm gonna do all that. I'll be a sweetie. I'll pick you up. I'll take you to a nice place. Once again, this is with cooperative, sweet women. I'm not doing this to total B words who are trying to run game on me. Okay. Now she can think she's running game on me, but as long as you don't cohabitate, marry, or impregnate, they don't have the upper hand. The most, once again, that they're gonna get from me is an occasional gift, and I'll pay for the dates that we go on. But yeah, that's what he's doing. He's using that my job and work as an excuse, and he's just trying to milk it for as much VAG as he can get at her.
was hoping that, you let something go and it'll come back to you. And I was kind of hoping that would happen with him as time goes on. But I'm also thinking maybe he was never right for me in the first place. But instead of sitting around and thinking, is he right or is he not right, or all these things, I just put that in God's hands, and I just have faith that whatever is supposed to happen for me is what is going to happen for me. And I do feel that the thing with when you have a really strong connection with God or the universe, a lot of times you know what you know things. You don't know, you're not a fortune teller, you don't know specific details, but you have knowings of why things are happening the way they're happening. And I know that I'm supposed to be alone and figure myself out, and I'm becoming this version of myself who is going to be right, and I'm going to finally meet that person and have that companionship that I want. But I still have a few more steps to go, and I hope that I'm not making a video like this a year from now and still being lonely and still desiring love and companionship. But if that is the case, then that is the case. And I don't even want to think about that, because you guys know I'm 30, and I don't want kids. Some people ask, I do not want kids. I have no desire to have children. I have other things I want to do with my life, and it's not take care of children. As much as I would be a good mother, it's just not my life path. I just know it inside of me. And
Okay, so you don't want children. Then, a guy who's 45 to 55 who also doesn't want children, or let's just say he already went through that. He already went through the whole having kids thing, and let's just say he got divorced years ago and he's also single. This is what you should be going for. You should be going for 45 to 55-year-old guys who consider you young. Men like young women. It's the way of the world. It's nature. Okay. Now, for you sickos out there, okay, it starts at 18 and then go up. All right. Do not go below that. Now, we all know that they start mingling and doing stuff, as young as 14 with other, young little 15-year-olds. But 18 and up, right? So men like young women. That is the way of the world. So you need to go for a man who considers you young, a 45 to 60-year-old guy.
I'm not saying I'm running out of time, but people always say like my parents are divorced and they remarried and they're found people amazing for them, and I'm so grateful for their divorce because they were really not good for each other, and they found people who are good for them. And both of those, my parents have been remarried for over 10 years now. And I get two other wonderful people in my life that I love so much, and I'm so grateful for that. And both my mom and my dad have said to me, so on separate occasions, obviously, because they're divorced, but they have said to me, like, you don't need to be impatient with love and your partner. That time will come when that time comes. And they say, look at themselves. They both found their person that actually works for them I think it was in their 40s when they did. And I say, I understand where they're coming from. Like, it's never too late to find someone, but human life is not endless. It has an end date. And yes, maybe I'll find the love of my life when I'm 60, but that means I might only have a certain amount of years with them. Obviously, there's a chance that people can die at any time. I don't even want to get into that because I can't deal with the thought of that concept at this moment. But
This whole thing about love and stuff like that. What you need to do is find people that have the same virtues as you. All right, I learned this from the realist philosopher. You need to find someone with the same virtues. Okay, so think of your virtues. What are your virtues? Are you honest, kind? Okay, are you, brave? Stuff like that. And look for someone with the same virtues. This whole men and women love differently. Okay, so the way men love is by sacrifice. Okay, we consider sacrifice love. To women, love is feelings. Feelings, and I feel good, and he puts me on an emotional roller coaster, and he makes me feel stuff, and I have all these feelings and emotions going crazy inside of me, and he's the only one who can push all my buttons and make me feel stuff. That's what they consider love. All right. To men, love is sacrifice. You're sacrificing yourself so that your children can do well and be safe, and you're sacrificing so your wife can do well and be safe. You sacrifice yourself for your country. You sacrifice yourself for your career. You sacrifice yourself for the things you love. That is love to men, is sacrifice. To women, love is emotions and stuff, and I feel good, and he knows how to push all my buttons and make me feel stuff. This is why once you can't push their buttons and they're not feeling anything anymore, this is when they pull the plug and divorce you and clean you out for everything you worked for, and take all your stuff, because you're not making them feel stuff anymore. But men, as you can see, men don't do that to women. Clean them out and divorce them and put them on child support and ruin their life and stuff like that. Because we think of love as sacrifice. Like, no, I've sacrificed for this person. I can't do that to them. I can't divorce them. Now, but women will say, but men go cheat with some side chick or whatever. Yeah, because that is more like pleasure. Okay, you're doing something, you're getting some pleasure off on the side, but you don't love that person. You love your wife because you sacrifice for your wife. And not that I condone having a side chick or anything like that, but I'm just telling you what that is.
I don't want to find the love of my life when I'm 40 or 50. I want to spend time with them now. I want to have those experiences with them now. And I understand also part of the reason why is that you change so much as a human that perhaps it's not meant to be that you find some person in your 20s or whatnot, or early 30s, that you're with forever, because who you are, especially in your early 20s, is not who you are in your early 20s, or it's not who you are when you're 30, unless you choose to, unless you are really, really self-aware, or you choose to not change, and you don't want to be with a person who chooses to not change. It's not a person you would ever want to be with. No one should want to be with someone like that or aspire to be someone like that. Change is good. Change is human. Change is life. Changes the universe. Everything. The only constant in life is change, and that the change that we experience in our early 20s to our 30s is a complete identity shift. If you're doing any sort of self work, because
Yeah, once again, she mentions it. Now, most people can't change, the fundamentals of who they are. Maybe you can, progress, do better, self improve, things like that. But um, or change your lifestyle. But most people, the way they are is just the way they are. If they are, a stubborn person, they'll be stubborn their whole life. If they are a jokester, they'll be a jokester their whole life. If they, you know, the whatever way they are, they're gonna be that way their whole life. The things that bother them are mostly probably never gonna change. The things you can change is like, your diet, you know, this thing makes me angry, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna control myself a little more. You could, there are some surface level things that you can change, but the way you are, your personality, and all that, it's like genetic code. It's like hardwired software in you, so you really can't change that. But um, she is making a point that the person that you are at 20 is not the same person you are at 30. And that's what we're saying. That's like men's number one complaint is that um, when they're young, and that's when you want them, that all they want to do is have fun and party. And then when they change and they realize that party lifestyle isn't good anymore, you're like, wait, I don't want you now. Like after you did all that. Or what happens is you get them when they're young, and then they resent you because you took their best years and she never got to enjoy life and party and travel because you took her away from that. So she changes, like she happily marries you when she's young, but then she changes and realizes that you stole her best years and she's not happy anymore and she needs to go back out there and experience life. And so either way, you get them when they're young. You marry them when they're young. They're gonna resent you in 10 years later because you stole their best years. Or you marry them when they're older, but then you're getting all this mental baggage and physical baggage and then psychological, emotional baggage. So it's just a lose lose.
if you're well, I think most of my viewers are my age or older, but if you're younger than me and you're in your early 20s and you're kind of wondering why, when you're in your early 20s, your teens, your 20s, you're still so much in the ego and in society, and you don't really like get to know who your true inner self is. Plus, you have the whole prefrontal cortex that hasn't fully developed until you're about mid 20s, so your actually brain hasn't fully developed. It's so interesting because when you are younger and people say things like, "Oh, you'll understand when you're older," or even when I was in my early 20s, I just didn't understand things, and I didn't know I didn't understand them until I was older. And like that makes sense now, but your brain actually isn't capable, and it's not your fault. Your brain just isn't capable, and that is a whole part of the life experience. But
Yes, the prefrontal cortex is 100% develop or whatever. Some people's never develops. Okay, some people genetically just lack the prefrontal cortex development. If you look into racial genetics and all that stuff, but we're not going to dive into that. But this is just an excuse to say I was young and dumb, and now you should be Mr. Fix It Man, and mop up all my problems and come in and save the day and take me in this messed up state. Right. This idea that young people don't know what they're doing, they 100% know what they're doing, but they have this careless attitude because time, you don't feel time when you're young. Okay. Every day just seems like it's great and you're beautiful and you're energetic and you're healthy. But they 100% know that you shouldn't be around going around having SCX with a whole bunch of different people. They 100% know you're not supposed to be using substances. They know all this stuff. They just are more careless about it. Okay, trying to blame it on, you know, you did all that stuff because you literally your brain wasn't developed. It's just an excuse.
Regardless, we change so much. Maybe I'm going off on a whole tangent. The reason why, but I'm not going to say it on camera. But let's just say that I have a very diverse like age range of men that I find attractive. It goes in both directions. I love men. Like I'm a man lover. It's kind of an issue because of lust, and I want to make a whole video talking about lust. But I like men on all variations of them. So I'm saying this because this guy is younger than me, and I can't really say that on camera.
So she's seeing a Chad who's younger than her. Okay, and obviously this Chad is trying to, you know, gain experience, learn more in the bedroom, and he's practicing with her. If you find older guys attractive, okay, you need to go for that 45 to 55-year-old range, and you need to lower your standards. Okay, I'm not saying have your standards in the gutter, but lower your standards. You know, he may be 45 and, you know, he may be balding or whatever and have a little gut or whatever, but if he's willing to date you, you need to take it.
But he's in his early 20s, and I am like, why are you being with someone in their early 20s? Doesn't even make sense. They're not even who they are. Yes, he's amazing. Yes, he's a really sweet, kind, gentle soul and very loving and has qualities and traits that you like, but he's also in his early 20s, and who he is now is not going to be who he is later, and perhaps you need to just let that go and accept that it's just not meant to be. And especially someone like myself who is so aware and analytical, as I said earlier, I need that. I feel like I need someone who has that life experience, kind of. Lucky for me, I like men on all age spectrums, so there's lots for me to choose from. But there really isn't, because God will only send me what is meant for me. And they say there's lots of men to choose from, but I don't really feel like there is. I don't really see them that it's like everyone's taken, or they just don't. I don't catch they don't catch my eye, or whatever it is. But regardless, I'm not going around to bars. I'm not on dating apps. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So I'm not trying to seek a man. I'm just tired of being lonely, but I don't want to seek out any man just for the sake of easing my loneliness. I want the right one, and I'm really tired of waiting for it. And I just desire to be loved, and I'm envious of people who have that love. And it's hard out there, and I know a lot of people relate because everyone wants love. Everyone's chasing after love.
Okay, so there it is. What she needs to do is, she doesn't want to go to bars and clubs and dating apps. You need to do positive things. Join a hiking group, join an art class, join a gym, join a boxing gym, join a biking class or whatever. In your friend group, have a friend circle. They'll try to hook you up with someone. But yeah, guys, there it is. 30, and now she's realizing that she should have done it when she was younger. But once again, they're all on the same programming. When she was younger, she wanted to live it up and travel and have fun. And look, she just said, a month ago, I broke up with this Chad, this young Chad, who I want to be with, but, he can't commit. He works too much. No, he's practicing with you. Anyways, guys, make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.